Sir Rick, the producer, and Drive Safe Dave. Friday morning, a little rainy here in Mansfield, Texas. And we started off, we're just going to open it back up with some big news. We had a big shooting in Indianapolis at a FedEx ground terminal.
Yep.
8 people dead.
Yes, sir.
Just
very sad.
You know, the shooter killed himself as well, so we'll never know why. And at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't really matter why. I mean, there is a reason for the why, but man, just the pain and the suffering that, again, another shooting going on, and to us in this in our industry, it's like it's some of us, you know, when we lose those and we do so much business with those folks at FedEx, it drives safe. It puts a damper on the day.
Yeah, I know. And we visit that terminal during peak. We go there. We do things like that, and so it's not like these people are unknown to us in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is our customer, and this is our brethren out there on the road. So in the shipping industry as well. So very sad and just unexplainable, and as to why it happens. And in that regard, there is no real answer, is there, for the senseless violence?
No, and I know we have some drivers ourselves that live in that area, and I know y'all, you know, the pain that goes when it hits home, right? When it hits in your community. And, you know, our prayers go out to you, and we'll open this up with a quick prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for all that you do for us. We come to you today just, you know, hurting again as we've had a shooting in Indianapolis. And Lord, we just ask you to be with those families, to be with those, their friends at that terminal, to those that are affected by this. Man, it's just, we've got to find a way to take this part out of the world we live in. Lord, we ask you for that help, for the guidance. We ask you to be with us, to appreciate, to help us, to remind us to appreciate life as we see it today, to appreciate our brothers and sisters, our family today more than we ever have before. We don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know what tomorrow brings, nor today. Lord, we just ask for your guidance. So we ask you to be with us, to keep us safe on the road, to keep us safe from things like this, and to keep others as well. Be with our families, and be with our families. Our drivers are away, to give them that peace that they need. Lord, we love you, and we're so grateful to have you part of this company. I ask you to help us to become even better than we were yesterday, to achieve our all the goals that we've set forth. Help us never to take you for granted, Lord, and to take our fellow brothers and sisters for granted either. In your Son's name we pray. Amen. Drive safe, Dave. We open it up with that, and then we go back into life, right? We've been talking about the Suez Canal, and just what that Suez Canal has done, to slow the world down. And here it is. It's 2 weeks past. We got drugs being smuggled now to help pay for the Suez Canal. Right?
The
That's
bill.
just rumor.
And the bill it's similar bill.
And there's problems across the world. Outside of that Suez, there's some big problems going on because of the Suez Canal overseas in that Europe area. And producer, it's got a big one for us.
It's not just chips. It's not just computer chips, not just very important medical supplies and stuff. What is some of the other things?
And I'd argue this might be just the impactful short supply of all. Garden gnomes in the UK are in a massive short supply. As of right now, according to a recent BBC article, the Suez Canal blockage has caused a shortage in the supply chain of raw materials needed to make garden gnomes in the UK.
How are we going to get through the spring? Is it just going to be a spring without a garden gnome?
I don't know. It's going to be tough.
I'm thinking there's too many trolls.
Well, as the natural enemy of garden gnomes, trolls, goblins, and cats are all a threat to this, as well as the fact that
it's my favorite.
As well as the fact that we do have a 97% increase in all sales of garden centers in the UK, not counting what is also happening in the United States as well.
Yeah, it's just we're spending a lot more time outdoors. When you're at the point now that you're looking for the gnome, right? That becomes an endangered species. That tells you that world we're in, and Drive Safe is is that Suez? Is that going to get just blamed for everything? From now on?
It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year. You know what? Hey, there's going to be so many things. I'm thinking about how I can blame it for things around the house.
Yeah.
Why didn't the trash get taken out on time? Hey, the Suez Canal got backed up, and I wasn't able to get the trash to the street.
Oh, the pizza delivery man will be using that as well.
No pizza boxes.
I couldn't get it to you in time. The Suez Canal, and we're going to use it for our shippers.
There you go. Hey,
the Suez Canal. You know what happened? That we're still doing that. So it continues to get the blame of the world, and now we have a gnome shortage. And the gnomes also start becoming they take on a bigger chance of, I don't want to say losing life, but become endangered when school's out, because now we have kids roaming around the neighborhoods with nothing better to do than destroy the gnomes and steal the gnomes.
Some baseball bats.
I think it's going to go a step further. If there's this big a supply of garden gnomes, are we going to have like a black market gnome? Are we going to have a black market of gnomes?
With the jackets right there, right? Hey, what do you got here? I got the gnomes here. Which one do you want right here? Who knows what's going to happen on that? Hey, also, man alive, and producer, I meant to tell you to put that up there, but we got some snow, Drive Safe Dave, up in that Kansas, that Colorado area. Unbelievable. Here it is. And we always say unbelievable, but it's never unbelievable. It's because it's always in April. We get it. But it just seems to like the right thing to say, right? But no, we get snow. And we had a couple drivers send it. Here you go, right here. Mr. Allen sent it to us right here. He's like, man, when's the white stuff going to end?
Summer.
Right?
It's still spring. Spring doesn't count in Colorado. It just doesn't count. It's just another opportunity to snow. I mean, there's a reason why it's May 31st when the chain law lifts. There's a reason.
You know what, right? It's right. You're absolutely right. And so, hey, Buckle Up Bob is going to talk a little bit about the snow today, about the weather conditions up there. If you wake up, you see it, and, here we are talking about rain. Well, you're talking about snow up there. Be safe. It's what we have to do. And whether you're in the work zones, and this has been a work zone talk, about the traffic and what happens in the work zone. While there's not a lot of people out working when it's raining like this, Drive Safe, the work zones are still there.
Well, yeah, with the change in traffic lanes, the constriction of the bottlenecks that are created, and just so much going on. People sometimes don't even know what's happening to the lanes. They don't even know what's going on, how the lanes of traffic. Sometimes you're diverted over into an oncoming area, and makes it really scary for four-wheelers out there when they don't know exactly what's happening. They're on the brakes, and so just take it easy. Get into these lanes. Get in there. Be the leader, because nobody's going to push you. So be the leader, and if it says 55, slow down, right? Don't barrel into these zones. Make sure that you give them the respect that they deserve.
Without a doubt. Great point on that. We're at 16 days of driving without an accident.
I like
Great
that.
job on that. We're going to continue to focus on our accident streak. And, we're talking about the BCBs of trucking all over the place today. And Drive Safe, the BCBs of trucking are making sure that we're focusing on the being safe. And there's a lot of things that go into that, but it's a mentality that says, I'm going to be safe no matter what. I see the light ahead. I'm not going to wait and apply my brakes when the light turns yellow. I'm going to go ahead and start probably slowing down, expecting that stale green light to change.
It's gonna
change eventually. And you know what? If you get it and it stayed green, you can say, woo, you can celebrate. But when it turns yellow on you and you don't have to hit that last second brake and
hard brake,
that hard brake that shows up, and we know this from all of our conversations, that when accidents occur in an intersection, it's bad news.
Oh, they're some of the most deadly places, because you got two huge vehicles coming in different directions. And two people can't be in the same spot at the same time. And it's just an opportunity for us to make sure that when we get there and we see those, and when you speak of the BCB truckings, everything that encompasses in the first name of our business, be safe. It's all that, right? Mm-hmm. You do that first. You think that way. You act that way. You be that way. You do everything necessary to be safe. And then what you get from that, you communicate that. Whether it's the snow that we saw today,
Yes,
you communicate that not only for us to know what your situation is, but we can spread the news, right? We can spread it out there and we can get that word out. Hey, if you're coming across from Kansas City, you might run into some of this. If you're coming up from the north, you might run into some of this. So be prepared.
Hey, but talk to our drivers that may just be meet here at BCB for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a day that are out there running. Drive safe. They may not have that same mentality. The mentality to them may be, I've got to get that load there. Drive safe. Talk to them for a second.
The idea is if you're going, you cannot ever go away from being safe first.
But what if this load, it's hot, drive safe. I'm just starting here.
So
I got to get the load there.
So that's the mentality that says it's okay to speed in order to be on time.
But the load has to be there. If I don't get it there, I may not get my reload back out.
You may not get there. You have to, and if you can't be there on time, communicate. Go back to step 2, right? But you always want to start with step 1, go to step 2, and if you can, be on time. If you can, right? All the way, it's at the end of the list. It's not the beginning, it's not in the middle, it's at the end. The idea is simply this. We want to be safe first. We want to make sure that you're safe on the road. We want to make sure that you're safe, that everyone around you is safe. We want to make sure that the other traffic is safe. We want to make sure that that right there is the value that you set in your life. That is the value you set in your job. And as you approach this business, it is how we must change the industry going forward.
Hold on. So I'm just starting here. You're trying to tell me, drive safe, that being safe is more important than me getting my miles in. It's more important than me delivering this load on time, because I'm never late, drive safe. I'm on time all the time. That's what I do. You telling me that I'm supposed to protect those crazy four-wheelers that, man, they cut me off if I give them too much space?
Yeah, and you know what? It's okay. It's okay. You've got to realize not only, and you know what, and you bring up a good point. The four-wheelers don't get paid by the mile. The four-wheelers, the mom that's taking her kids to the store or taking her kids to school, she doesn't get paid by the mile. She's not the professional. She's not the one. At best, she's a C driver, Class C driver, right? She's not in the association. She's not a Class A driver. She's not a professional. She's not a pro. And professionals treat this business, treat the road, treat the traffic, and treat everything with a manner that bespeaks of being a professional.
Boy, you said it right on there. And you know what? It makes a little sense. And we want to make sure if you're new here, you understand what he's saying. Talk to your fellow drivers. Talk to your driver managers. Talk to Scott Shapiro. Talk to somebody else in this company. Get that reassurance that protecting life is what you've got to stay focused on. As we're at 16 days and 2 days of get out and look, listen, you've got to get out and look every time. Drive safe. It's pouring down, raining. Are you telling me I got to get out in that?
Yeah, absolutely. Get wet a little bit. Make sure that what you're doing is the right thing. You know, my dad told me a long time ago, he said, listen, it ain't ever going to be easy to do the right thing. But it is what we do. You're not going to be, and you know, he said, making shortcuts, doing the wrong thing, those things all have consequences. And he said, you know, what's really, really strange is that doing the right thing all the time doesn't necessarily give you pats on the back, okay? But it does. But what it is what's expected of you. And if you want to be good at anything that you do, you have to do the right thing every time.
Well spoken, well spoken. Hey, speaking of doing the right thing, it is time for that phrase that pays. Before we get that, I also want to make sure you know that, hey, we got Mr. Scott, the infamous Shapiro, going to join us after Buckle Up Bob. He'll be sitting in here with you. Hey, we're going to start changing this up. After that Buckle Up Bob gets done, I'm going to surprise you with a guest in here. It could be Big Blue carrying that sword. It could be Magic Man Matt. You don't know who it's going to be, but expect somebody different here after that. Hey, also, boy, I just feel like today we need to change some things up.
Come on.
I know we got the phrase that pays, and we've already changed how we're doing that up. We're going to start it at $100. And next week it'll be,
boom,
if somebody misses, it'll be $200. We're not going to stop. You know what? We're going to be it for real. This phrase that pays, it pays now, baby.
$100?
Cold.
hard cash. I'm gonna tell you that $100. So you're starting at 100.
We're starting at 100. And you know what? One shot. So don't forget, you get one shot to get it.
Yeah. Oh,
if
and
you
you know
miss
what?
it-
Sir Rick's got his finger on the buzzer.
It is ready. And this was a tough one. This was a tough one.
This
but
was,
here we go.
you know why it was tough? It's because we didn't have it straight on two different platforms. But today, you got to get it right.
You got one shot.
You got one shot. If you miss it, I'm sorry. You're going to get
the
buzzer
ready to go because I don't think we're going to get it. Dylan, who do we got?
Wendy Miller, do you know that phrase?
Wendy will get this all day.
Let me find her because I already lost her.
Well,
Hold on, sorry. I made it a little bit random and then immediately lost the name because I did not have it alphabetical order. Let me
it's all
find it
right.
again.
We go again. Here we go.
All right, Wendy Miller, do you know that phrase?
Everybody's texting Wendy right now. The wrong one.
And moving on, we got
So this is 3 strikes, and then we move on, right?
I'm
to next
saying
week.
3 strikes is done too.
yeah.
One more. Here we go.
all right. Heather Long, do you know?
No, we can't.
No,
have
no.
No,
Okay,
inside the
no, I'm
office.
sorry.
No,
I'm
no,
going
no.
random.
No,
Hey,
kid,
I heard
she's
I
not
heard
even
one
listening
time we were
anyway.
able to do inside the office, and so I.
She's
simply
not even
go.
listening anyway.
All right, so we got Larry Graham. Do you know that phrase that pays? Larry, do you know that phrase that pays?
Larry, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Come
yes,
on.
sir.
It's decrease your speed, increase your speed, or it's buckle up, Bob, that you'll face.
That's
Bam,
it.
you
100
got
bucks.
it word for word, $100.
Look at you, Larry.
Good
Look at
job,
you.
Larry.
And I was doubting you for a minute, and I shouldn't have.
All right, Larry Graham, $100. Phrase that pays, winners. We want to congratulate you, Larry. And listen, we're going to try it this. So we got 3 strikes is what we got. I like that.
3
Just
strikes.
and if you're a Ranger, you'll strike out more times than not.
Oh,
but
please.
Larry Graham came up, a true Yankee fan, knocked it out of the park for $100. Congrats, Larry Graham. And boy, I love that stuff.
Get off my Rangers. They got enough. You're piling on.
No.
All right, and with that, we've got a word from our sponsors.
This is the big day at Texas Motor Speedway with Bruckner Truck Sales and BCB looking at a lot of their specialized equipment that they'll be selling over the next year.
We looked at new equipment and a lot of trucks. With so much to do, I let Dave point the way.
That's Drive Safe Dave, fixing to climb in and get going at 180 miles an hour around the track. Don't touch mine. This one's mine. They're not as easy to get in and out of as you might think. 180 miles an hour for real inside a race car.
Hey, drive safe, Dave. You went around the lap. How was it, brother?
Man, I didn't go fast enough. Only 180 miles an hour. I asked the dude, hey, do me a favor. You go ahead and get out, and I'll run the next guy around, and I'll show you how to run this car. Hey, he didn't let me. He didn't let me.
That was a good time, though.
That's pretty amazing.
A big shout out to our friends at Bruckner's for putting this on. Hey, thank you, Bruckner's. Hey, it's BCB, the safest station in the nation.
All right. Look at there. Look at there. We got more of that, right? We got more of that to show later. We got more of that to show tomorrow or whenever, next week, right? So there's a lot going on. We had a good time out there with the Bruckner family, out there looking at new Volvos. Hey, so Bob.
Yes, sir.
Did you see the snow?
I did.
Are you ready for a build a snowman this morning?
No, we are not going to build a snowman. I'm imagining it will be.
We're going to call it a
shortly.
gnome man.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, we do have some snow and some road closures, if you will, up in Colorado. Not all of them. We can still go and service. We just can't use 70 into Kansas. That's closed, and also 36. It's closed going into Kansas. So, again, I expect them to be open today. They're supposed to be near 40 degrees, but they did get some snow overnight, and they've closed the roads due to some slick conditions there. Just them two running east and west. in that. I don't know. I think it's about a 20-mile section, maybe.
We're on 70.
Yeah.
I saw that. It was
Right to the
east of
border.
Lyman,
Yeah.
to Burlington. Yeah, it looked, it's a little bit further than that,
Yeah.
but it was definitely close.
Absolutely. They did it, so that's the way it'll be. But again, I looked at the temperature. It's supposed to be up to about 40 today there. So again, I don't think this is going to be an all-day thing or very long. Probably in a few hours, they'll have it open. Hey, we've been talking all week about work zone safety. And again, just to kind of wrap it up, all this and everything we do at BCB is about protecting life. And one of the things that they say is don't assume just because you don't see anything going on that there's no workers. So again, even if you can't see them, just always assume they're there. And whether they're not, you're going to be better off. And the reason is, there's approximately 640 deaths a year in work zones. And what the Highway Association has put together is that we lose about 482 million hours, right? In sitting in traffic in work zones. That kills a carrier, right? You lose 482 million hours a year.
I hope I don't lose that today.
I doubt it.
I hope I don't lose that much today.
Yeah. Maybe in your lifetime.
Maybe.
All right. So again, hey, we got to be patient. It's one of those things that we see in our videos too, that patience goes a long way. And we are at 16 days without a preventable accident. Drive safe. And we have our backing, get out and look at 2 days. Mr. Shout out to Daryl Young was waiting for me in the parking lot this morning. And as I was backing up, I got out. He goes, hey, I didn't see you get out and look. So thank you, Daryl, for keeping me accountable, buddy. Really, we got to keep doing. We're doing a good job, folks. But this is one of those streets that could go a year easily. And all it takes is get out and look. And I know it's hard when it was storming this morning for you to get out and look. But you know what? We want you to ride it out anyway. We don't want you out in that electrical storm. If it's thunder and lightning really heavy, just sit in the truck and wait a few minutes and let it blow over. Let the lightning die down, and then go out and do your pre-trip. You don't have to go out in that storm. You can sit there and wait it out a little bit as well and be safe. Because again, you're around all that metal. I wouldn't want to be out of that truck, drive safe, and a bunch of lightning. I'm right next to the lightning rod, so to speak. But again, we do have a little bit of snow in Colorado. It's supposed to let up and break up. It's not supposed to be some major storm, but they do have some slick road conditions. And again, New Orleans is getting hit with some thunderstorms, and it's going to happen all day again today. So, man, New Orleans, that sits down in a low, flat lying area anyway. So we'll have to keep our eye on I-10, I believe, always floods out. Down there when they get excessive rain over and over again, right? Drive safe?
Yeah, it is I-10 that runs through there. But New Orleans, as you well know, gets a lot of rain a year.
Yes.
And it's going to continue to get around. I mean, pretty much, and it's kind of swampy.
Yeah. Watch for alligators on the highway.
It's kind of swampy.
They might be leaving with all the rain.
Oh, yeah. They'll go higher ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Oops, there it is again. And this afternoon, the winds pick up, but not too bad. We can deal with it. We don't see the 50-mile-an-hour gusts, the high 40s. You're going to see some 30, 35-mile gusts out in the east and a little bit there in the Midwest as well. So, again, just use slower speed. We're going to see some videos, and it kind of backs up what I said earlier. Hey, when you lower your speed, whatever you think is safe, take it 5 more miles and you're probably a whole lot closer to what the safer speed is. And we're going to kind of see some videos today where we lowered our speed, but it still was a little bit dangerous. And you'll see exactly what I mean. Tomorrow morning, New Orleans will have some storms as well. That New Orleans area, I kind of clicked every 4 or 5 hours. These storms are going to be all day today, all through the night. And when you wake up in the morning, they're still there. They start to move out around 5 or 6 o'clock out in the ocean and a little bit more east along that 10 corridor into Florida. And
not a lot of relief today is what you're saying.
No, not for that area. It doesn't look like it anyway. We got anybody, producer?
Yes, sir. We got Alan Arnold. Alan, what do you have for us this morning? How are you doing, sir?
Mr. Arnold.
Hey, good morning, y'all. I got a question for you, Mr. Bob.
Yes, sir.
On that tire incident there that popped up, are you all asking, you and the DMs, are you asking the drivers when you see stuff like that,
if they're pulling over and checking their equipment for damage, air leaks, stuff like that, because some people may not know, that you should do that.
Yeah,
That's a great point.
Whenever you come into contact with something, you definitely, and it's not just that, but anytime you come into contact, whether it's a branch, whether it's road debris, or whether you need to check your equipment. Just an old flatbedder habit. You check your equipment all the time. But you know, and you're right, Alan. I think really though, Bob was trying to stress how little visibility that you have to react if you're that close to the vehicle in front of you. You want to make sure, I think really the video was just trying to show that Bob was trying to say, hey, give yourself some space, make sure that you have the room, between there so that you can react accordingly, right, from that road debris. And I think that, but yeah, you're absolutely right, Alan. Anytime you hit something, you need to check it. And I agree with you 100%.
Yes, sir. Good point, Alan. Who we got next, producer?
All right, we got another Alan this time with Alan Hennessy. What do you got for us this morning?
I got to hear this.
Top of the morning to you, sir.
Mr. Hennessy, what do you got for us?
Hey, good morning. How you all doing?
Good morning.
Hey, listen, I got to Burlington, I guess, yesterday afternoon. You could see there was weather coming in. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Dispatch and DMs. I kind of emailed Chad, and he was off today, so I forwarded to Lisa, and I had only 6 hours to work today, and I had an empty trailer, so I've asked him, will I just take my 34 now, and better than moving, and the both were supportive and just, it's a good idea, Alan, it's just, I appreciate the support from them guys.
Thank you, Al. And that's a great point, and it's our middle letter, right? Communicate. The communication can just be great for both. We can come up with a better plan that's going to work out for both. And a lot of times, I do agree with you, Alan. I think the driver managers, I know I've talked to them a lot. They have been great in supporting the drivers and even helping me. And it's about educating and most of the time, the driver, especially if they've earned that reputation of somebody that's really been a great driver for us, you earn that respect and trust because they know what's best for productivity. And that's really what we want. We want you to be productive. And sometimes that's exactly right. Why not do it now? Take your 34, and then you've got all these hours and we don't have to lose loads down in a day or two. So great communication there, Alan. Thank you for that.
And I'm gonna and since Alan's on and he's talking, hey, I want to say a big shout out to Alan personally, because Alan's always doing a great job in communicating what's going on. He is one of the first to always shout out members of the team, no matter whether it's on my team, maintenance, or if it's a driver manager, or if it's somebody that he feels like has done something above and beyond. He's one of the first and almost always the one to step up and say something, right? And even when something needs to be talked about and we need to know about it, and it's not always a shout out, right? It's a shout out. Alan's always does well to communicate that. And I just want to say, Alan, great to have you on the team in that respect, that you are good at letting us know what's going on as always. I think there doesn't a week go by that I don't hear something from you on either BCB Live or I hear it from you personally or what have you. But whatever the case is, Alan, I want to say thank you for being a communicative member of the team and letting us know what we're doing, how we're doing, and what needs to be done. And whatever that is across the board, I wanted to say thank you personally.
Yeah, really true. Alan, I always, as with many of our drivers, it's professional. You can bring things that are maybe not the shout outs and the praise, but it needs to be addressed. And Alan does a great job at doing that professionally, right?
Thank you very much. I just wanted to say thank you this morning.
Makes it easy to work with. Thank you, sir. Who we got? Producer?
All right. Alan Arnold, once again, what do you got for us this morning, sir?
Hey, I just wanted to touch on the communication part here. For those that have not been here very long, okay? You're going to get frustrated with, the safety culture, the weather, and everything that we have in place. Don't give up, because I'm telling you what, I was talking to my fiance the other day, Mr. Dave, and we both want to thank you all for everything that you guys do for us. Okay. I've never, ever felt more comfortable working for a company who has your back. And I truly mean that, you know, and I try to do my best for you, but you guys just, you always seem to, you know, just come through, and I greatly appreciate it. And I appreciate Kenny and DJ and Ben. You know, you guys just amaze me. And thank you.
Well, thank you, Alan. And what I like about that is, you know, and I always ask the drivers to do the same thing. You know, it's a process to improve every day, right? We ask our drivers to improve. We've got really good drivers, and yet we're asking them to start to sharpen their skills even a little bit better. And we're the same way. And what I would always say is when a driver gets upset or frustrated, if you've been here a while, just look backwards and say, okay, have we progressed or are we recessing? And Alan, I think, brings up a great point. Hey, we still got problems we got to work on occasionally, right? And things of that nature. But we are always working and moving forward and better, trying to make things better for our drivers here. And I do see that a lot. I've seen a huge change in my 6 years here. Just amazing from you all and from the company itself. So thank you for that, Alan. All right. Well, with that, it's time for
H-R. What's going on, Miss Christie?
Good morning, Miss Christie. Miss Christie? Hello, Miss.
Sorry, I was waiting to be unmuted.
We got. That's fine. We're fine. Hey, why don't you let us know what's going on in the wonderful world of human resources?
Well, for our company drivers, I wanted to highlight again one of the aspects of Healthiest You, which is their neck and back care. Just wanted to remind you, because I know that you are sitting for a long time. Sometimes you can have some back problems, or even if you were out throwing the ball with your grandkids and pulled something. If you call Healthiest You, they do have medical professionals that can help you with this, and they can give you guided exercise videos that are actually personalized for your back issue. So you just, or your neck issue. So you speak to them, explain what's going on, and they will come up with some videos for you. They're quick 10-minute videos, and they have a proven 8-week program, and it's supposed to work 50% faster than clinic-based care. So it's a really neat deal. And if you are needing help in that area, please reach out to Healthiest You. If you need their information or can't find it, please contact myself at extension 168 or Shelly at 146, and we will be happy to get that over to you. And today we have one birthday for Mr. David Smith. Happy birthday. And celebrating this weekend, we have 2 birthdays tomorrow. One is for Antonio Lee, and the other is for George Akayumpog. I really hope I said that right. I apologize if I did not. Happy birthday, though. And then we've got some anniversaries on Saturday as well. In the office, we have one for Peter Haig. He is celebrating 4 years. Congratulations. And then Jesse Swain and Victor Gonzalez are both celebrating 3 years. So congratulations to both of them. They will receive that $600 bonus on their paycheck next Friday. So that's always exciting. And then on Sunday, rounding it out, we have an anniversary for Mark Lee, and he will be celebrating 2 years. So happy birthday and happy anniversary to everyone. Hope y'all stay safe wherever the weather is doing, wherever you are. Please stay safe. Continue to wear your mask. You wash your hands and use that antibacterial. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Miss Christie. I will tell you, and just so you know, I did go get my second shot yesterday. I feel great. I was a little tired last night. I went to bed a little bit early, but
you look better than the first shot.
I do. Sure. I feel a lot better than the first shot. I got my wings a little sore though. You know what I'm trying? But I did the flyaway maneuver after I got my shot. I think it really helped. I did a lot of this, the flyaway maneuver. Have you done that?
No, not recently.
Sorry. So I have my second COVID down and done. and I am invincible. Going in. So I've done my part. I feel like I've done a small part to help everyone, not only around me, but help those people, my family, and to do something to help society. I feel like I've done a small part.
I'm very proud of you.
I know. I'm very excited. So we have the infamous Shapiro in the studio today. It is surprising. I did not know you were coming in today. So I have.
That is because you never invite me, and Rick invited me. That is
I
right.
never invited
No,
you.
you don't.
I had no idea that you were coming. That's all. And now that I know that there will be more surprises, I won't be as shocked. And I might even be a little bit more genuinely prepared than I am today.
Good. Good.
So, Mr. Shapiro, this is a genuine platform for you to talk about. Do you have anything that you would like to talk to the drivers about, specifically any changes, anything that you feel like needs to be addressed with them personally, with what you got going on over from the DM side and the operation side?
I don't think addressed, so to say, because I think our drivers do a great job. We've gone leaps and bounds in the last 5 years from, what we do and where we've come. And, for me now, for those of you that don't know, my role has kind of changed a little bit. I was living in the day-to-day madness every day. And now I've kind of
just say backhauls.
No, I was in it deep, knee high.
Just say in
knee
it.
high. But now, now my focus really is I kind of step back and look at the whole entire picture and try to, see where we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing, where we can improve, where we can increase drivers' utilization, where we can increase their miles. So most of my time is more analyzing now than being the backhaul guy. And being in the mix. I had a good backhaul trainer.
Yeah, you did. You did have a great backhaul trainer. That's probably one of the reasons why you excelled at it. The way sometimes you just have to, some of the best swimmers in the world were just thrown in the water. You get that, right?
Yeah, you threw me head first.
So, we got a lot going on. I do know that I know you listen to the show every day. I know you're a big proponent of the show, and I know you have a lot of fun listening to the show. You even rib me sometimes when I walk around from something that happened on the show. But we're talking about, we've been talking about it, and I know we've been trying to lead it up to work zone safety and how and I know you got a couple of kids that drive, several kids of yours drive, and I know you talk to them about driving. Do you have any pointers that you tell them that you've learned from the show? I'm just saying, do you ever take some of this stuff to them or no?
I think before I got into this industry, you have the, father-daughter, father-son conversation. Hey, you better not be speeding. Hey, you better not drink and drive. You have all the normal conversations, and then it stops.
Right.
It's over. But now, with the videos we see and the incidents we hear about, and, you go home and you talk about a lot, things that you just don't realize happen on a day-to-day basis. I tell my kids, hey, you're not gonna believe what happened today.
Ambulance falling
and this
off.
is why you better not be doing 85 down the highway.
This is real life.
It's real life. Yeah. So it gets talked about quite a bit. It changes the way I drive. Maybe it's because of age. I don't know what it is, but now I'm in no rush to go anywhere. I just cruise. Yeah, I'm a 38 to 40 mile an hour guy. You're still a high speed guy.
No, I'm right on the limit. I am that unless there's somebody unless I see you next to me, and I always slow down right next to you and wave and then say hi.
You wave.
That's a different kind of wave, but I wave. I acknowledge the fact that you're there, right?
Yeah. No, and I appreciate. The drivers, allowing us to share those videos. It's important. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's paramount. We all. Besides the drivers, everybody in this office, if they're paying attention to those videos, there's something to learn. Everybody.
Yeah, it applies to each of us, right?
Everybody.
Yeah, because we're all out there. We all face it. And the professional driver on the road is the one that sees it way more than anybody else. They see it 900. That car that pulls in front of them that we see on the videos, that happens 900 times a day. You realize that, right? They pull right in front and then hit the brake. So all of these applications that we see and that we talk about are real life stuff. So I was going to ask you, as you talk about it and we apply it to our lives, safety, you know, what do you got today? What is it? I know you were coming on the show, so what is it you're bringing for me to the table today? You had to have come in here with some plan, some idea of what you were going to dump on me today. What do you got?
Today's Friday. It's not the dump on David day. Today's, we're.
Hey, write that down. Somebody needs to write that down and send out an email. It is not dump on Drive Safe Dave today.
I do dump on you a lot about equipment, a lot. But I do appreciate everything you try to do for our drivers.
It's fun. I mean, it's hard. Sometimes it's frustrating. We talk about frustration, right? We talk about the driver's frustration. And have you been out to eat in the last 6 months?
Yes.
Have you noticed a definite change in service?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, it's just not the same yet, right? It's just longer waits. Have you noticed that, or the service has not been as what it was pre-COVID? Could you say that?
I mean, it's less personal. I mean, the service definitely, I think, has changed in some places that I've been to. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you that I find that the same across the board, and whether it be the service that I get out to come out and fix my pool, or whether it's I just feel like some of the service mentality that has gone on, and that includes to what we do when we fix equipment. I feel like
I knew you were leading up to this.
What?
You were using this as an entryway as to why sometimes equipment doesn't get fixed.
Yeah, because we still have shortages. I mean, we still have shortages on parts, and we still have shortages on getting stuff there. And I just find a lot of ways that it is affecting it across the board much different than it was pre-COVID.
Yeah, I think we've seen some things in the last few months where I come to you and I'm like, David, the guy's been there 2 days. I haven't even touched him. They haven't even looked at him. That's not normal.
No, it's not normal.
It's not normal. So it probably has a lot to do with what.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that because of the industry where it's at and because of so much is moving, every piece of equipment is out there on the road. And when every piece of equipment is out there on the road, all the shops are full.
Yeah.
Because if you've got every single truck you got running, one or two of them are maybe dogs, and they have to go into the shop, and everybody sees that and feels that. And I know it's frustrating, and I get that.
What about getting parts? How's that changed?
Oh, deliveries are horrible. Their inventories are low. First of all, inventories are low at the shops that you go to. The just-in-time stuff, like next day stuff, it ain't being next day.
No.
And it's making it really hard to be effective, and Kenny and Ben and DJ, man, they wear those guys out, and they're on the phone and they're calling and they're trying to make it happen.
You see it even with Amazon. I'm a Prime member, and all of a sudden you order something, you think it's Amazon Prime and it's going to be here next Saturday. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm Amazon Prime. How's it going to be here in 6 days?
Yeah.
And obviously that's a reflection of what's going on out there.
So we ordered a table. My wife got rid of our, I don't know why, we got rid of our dinette set. And does
that bother you?
I don't know what was wrong. It was the wrong color.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know there was anything. It was wood. I mean, it looked wood. It was wood. Anyway, so we got a darker wood table.
You could have just stained it.
I said that. But then she was like, well, then are you going to sand it and stain it? And when is that going to happen? I said, well, okay. And then that started that whole conversation.
Then it was easier just to click the button and go, buy now.
Okay. So anyway, we ordered the table. It came, and it took like 2 weeks to get it. And it came, and it didn't have any hardware. So this happened the beginning of last month. And they said it was going to be the hardware. And I even went out, I even looked at the hardware sheet, the deal. And I went down to the hardware store and tried to buy bolts and screws that would go. Threading is completely different.
You were going to put it together?
Yeah, I put everything together at the house. I have tools.
Yeah.
And
I think your son-in-law does most of that stuff.
No, I do it. And then I went down to the hardware store, and I bought the size in millimeter. I bought the size and bolts at the store. Took it back threading. It was 100, but the coarse. Ours is a little more coarse than theirs, so the threading is a little bit more fine, so it won't fit inside and it won't work. So then we called them and because it was anyway. They said it was going to be here on the 12th. The hardware didn't get here on the 12th. and they're going to. It may get here on like the 21st. And so they had to redo it. And my wife. So now I have a table. We're eating on a little in the dining in the.
You already got rid of your other table?
Oh, it was gone the day. It was gone the day we hit the push. You know when you hit the button to order?
It was gone.
It was gone. I was like, where did the table go? Now we have like a little fold up table that's there, and it's like eating on. It's like 4 people trying to eat on a nightstand. And anyway, I'm just saying I'm not happy with it. But I just to the point of service, and Prime is not where it was.
No.
And we've come to, and you know what? I think we've come to be okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, what choice do you have? Really, what options do you have?
I liked it when it was delivered next day.
Yeah. It used to be sometimes you get it same day.
Yeah, you would get it same. When was the last time you got it same day?
About 2 years ago, probably. At least.
Did you have somebody want to talk, Scott?
Oh, I was just making sure this was a live show and not a repeat of the best of Dave Dover's whining about his table.
Walt?
Just giving you a hard time, Dave. I mean, Scott's not going to do it. Somebody's got to keep you up on your toes.
Yeah.
I give him a hard time off air.
Good deal.
I thought this was not give Drive Save Dave a hard time. I thought you said that. I thought you made that announcement.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Not yet.
He paid me to do it, Dave. It's all taken care of.
Paid you to do it, Walt.
That's it, man. He told me checks in the mail. I don't know.
So anything you got coming up that any changes or anything you got coming up you want to make mention of that or anything you would like to see or like to do better or all of the paperwork in on time as usual 100% of the time? Is it getting in?
It's not 100%, but it's
better.
It's leaps and bounds from where it used to be. So it's way better. I mean, now
how big's the list now? Because it used to be 184 name orders.
Now it's
right?
about 20.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. And I think 18 of them are still using flip phones. So
makes it a little more difficult.
Makes it a little more difficult. So it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's good, but we're almost there. I don't, no real major changes going on that I'm working on. Obviously, I'm still doing what I, described in the beginning. And I think that's going to kind of lead into some changes as far as working on, I've talked about this. We're still working on dedicated lanes and still working on kind of mixing it up a little bit to, allow drivers to, to kind of not pick their lanes, so to say, but, try to pair them up with the freight that we have. So that's kind of what I got going on. David, your phone was supposed to be off. That's what you told me when I first walked in.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Somebody changed it. I think.
Gotcha.
It's off, see?
Okay.
But well, I was just curious as to what's going on. What do you got, Dylan?
Yeah, we got Luander. Luander, what do you got for us today? How are you doing?
Good morning.
What's up, Lou?
Morning.
At home, sick still. I miss you guys.
We miss you too. You need to hurry up and get better.
I am. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome. We'll see you soon. Hopefully.
All righty. Happy Friday to you guys.
You too.
Okay.
Bye, ma'am. Have a good day. Hope you get to feeling better.
Thank you.
Hey, I just want to make sure that as we have you here, and I want you to reaffirm it, if there's a situation, a problem, or the DMs that you feel like a driver may feel like the DM's not addressing quickly or not getting to, you're the person they need to call, right? You're the person. I walk in there and you're on the phone a lot.
I was saying, when do you come in and I'm not on the phone?
Yeah, he's on the phone with drivers a lot, but that's you're the resource, right? You're the person that they need to call.
Yeah, and I reiterate this in orientation all the time. I mean, we're not perfect by any means, and we're going to make mistakes. The key is just making sure that you always go through your driver manager first. I mean, give them the respect of trying to solve whatever issue you have, and I think that they can solve 99% of the problems.
Right.
There's that 1% that may be a little bit difficult, and that's when, they get me involved. Or, if you feel like you guys don't mesh or whatever the case may be, 105, I'm on the phone. I'm available all day, every day, almost.
Yeah, and making yourself available, that's important. if you have to leave a message for Scott. If you need to send a message to Scott to have him call you, or what have you, make sure that you do that. Make sure you reach out to Scott if you need to. That's I sometimes come in there and complain as well. We do it back and forth, right? We each have our what is it? Peeves? What would you call it?
I don't know. You somehow find a way to get under my skin. You just do.
Sorry, it's a gift. Ask my wife. It's a gift.
But in all seriousness, I mean, there isn't many things that we can't solve.
No.
And I think that everybody needs to understand that. I mean, if you think, okay, there's nothing they can do, I mean, that's false. I mean, some of the things that I've heard drivers that wanted to leave or quit are fixes that can happen in a snap of a finger. So, don't ever second guess whether you should call me or go, not say go over your driver manager's head, but just let it, you can let your driver manager know, hey, I know I don't agree with what we're talking about. I'm going to give Scott a call and see if we can work this out. 9 times out of 10 or 99.999 times out of 100, we can get it done.
Yeah, I mean, it runs the gambit of whatever the issue is, right? It doesn't matter if it's a payroll issue, if it's a time off issue, or if it's a lane issue or a running issue or whatever. If it's a situation in which where they need to reach out, that's where they need to go, right? I mean, that's really
Absolutely.
that. And don't. So here it is, and I'm just going to tell everybody, and I think Scott and I work together on this a great deal, along with if ever you have a problem and you get frustrated, because it's going to happen out there, you're going to get frustrated out there on the road. You're going to get frustrated by something that we do or by a decision that was made. You need to understand we're family. And you need to call us. You need to let us know how you feel, and you need to let us know what you think. I'm not saying that everything will change 100% of the time, but we can definitely find a way to come to an agreement, a solution, or some way in which we can make it better, because we don't want you to leave over one mistake or over a series of them that we hadn't been able to address, right? Because if we don't know about them, right, BCB, if we don't communicate them well, then we can't fix them, right?
Agree. I mean, that's like payroll, for example. We talk about pre-settlements all the time. The worst thing for me, and it's going to happen today, I guarantee it. Today I'm going to get a phone call about something that wasn't paid correctly. Well, we talk about pre-settlements. And the reason I talk about it is because I don't want Friday to come and your check to be wrong. I want you to get paid for exactly what you expected to get paid.
Right.
So, stuff like that, home time, pay, all those things can be addressed if I know about it. Everything.
Yeah. And the point is that we're going to try to figure out and do everything that we can. What do you got, Dylan?
Yeah, we got 2 people here. We got Donna and then Lonnie Payne. So Donna Kasem, what do you have for us this morning, ma'am? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good morning, everybody. I can testify to, having the problems fixed, because I've talked to many drivers, that seem like they're frustrated. And, I try to lead them in the right direction of who to call, who to contact. Just myself, in the last week and a half, I've had, probably 20 plus hours breakdown, which is frustrating, in itself, because of equipment not being taken care of. But the point is, you guys try to solve the problems, and that's the thing. We got to work together. We're a family. We're going to butt heads, but in the end, everybody should, walk away feeling that, satisfied and say, okay, they tried, or let's go at it in a different way. And, so I always, without, writing Scott's number on the bathroom wall, I give out Scott's number and say, look, call him. Or, yeah. So, but yeah, I've been here over 2.5 years, and, the guys in maintenance, Dover, DJ, Kenny, you guys are great. You really are. We laugh. You got to laugh. You have to have laughter. But in the end, things get done. Communicate. If you're frustrated, don't give up. Don't walk away.
Thanks, Donna. I do appreciate it. All right, Lonnie, what do you got?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to say good morning to you and kind of throw in on what you're saying there, touch base a little bit on it, especially for the new folks that may not have been here long enough. I know Dave was speaking to it earlier, but, from Scott's perspective and his whole group, the DMs, everybody that works underneath Scott, man, the whole support network is there for us. And, like you said, sometimes things ain't always going to be perfect. There are going to be opportunities for, when things go wrong. But I think what I learned most from Scott was what it means to have commitment to each other. And that comes from both sides of the table. You have to know out here as a driver that you're doing your best, but you also have to know that he's doing his best and all his people are doing their best for you. So when you get frustrated, when you get down about stuff, it's good to know that commitment is in place. It's not just, yes, we're family, but sometimes family can draw apart too. And it's good to know that the commitment is always maintained. You have a commitment to each other that never goes away. And I think in the hard times, when things ain't so good sometimes, that's where we got to focus on. We got to look back on our successes. We got to look back on the times when they were there and the times when they've always been there. And those are the things that keep us family and keep us close, keep building on those bonds. And for the new people, that's what I try to always point out when somebody's frustrated, and I get a lot of frustrated calls, and every time I get those calls, I always tell people, man, just give them a chance. We may not be perfect, but we're perfect for each other. Just hang in here. And that's all I had, man. Love y'all. # family.
Indian out. Thanks, Lonnie.
All right, I appreciate it. And hey, let's anything before we get out of here, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you come by anytime.
Thank you.
Maybe we should make it a regular Friday event.
I'll be here every Friday.
And bring something to the table that you would like to share.
I got it.
All right. And then, hey, with that, everybody, make sure that today is a special day, a day in which you have the opportunity to do what's right, to do what needs to be done, and to go out there and make a difference on the highway. You have a moment in time, and that is today, to make a genuine difference. We don't talk about it very much, but 11 people are killed every day involved in an accident with a big truck. It's too many. It's not acceptable. It's something that we need to change. And the one way we can change it is starting right here with you and what it is you do out there on the roads. So you have a chance today to make a difference. Believe it or not, no matter how small, no matter how insignificant you think it is, you have a chance today to make a genuine difference in the big number and the overall number and what happens in this industry. Because I believe that 11 is too many today. It doesn't need to be that number. It needs to be changed by us. And the only people to change it is you and me. So let's do it together in whatever way we can. God bless, Godspeed, and drop the mic.